Well, when it comes to having the money talk with your kids, well, we're sorry to say parents don't score so high. We know it can be confusing, though, what you should say and also what you should keep to yourself.
And Yahoo finance expert Laura Rowley is here. She's going to help us out breaking down those certain things that you should never say to your kids when it comes to money, like, hi, happy birthday, I'm broke, right? That's one of the things that you should never say. Good to have you back, Laura.
Thanks.
Welcome. Yeah, the money is, a lot of people say it's that unmentionable, it's taboo to talk about that around your kids in the house. Is that a good or a bad thing?
That's a bad thing. The one thing you should do is not make money a taboo topic in the household, because they'll either think it's unimportant and they don't have to pay any attention to it, or they'll think there's some kind of shame or some emotional issue around it where they shouldn't ask. So they may later in life not ask for a raise that they deserve.
Right.
I hadn't even thought about that.
So just talk about it openly. You know, this is what things cost. These are the choices we make. This is how interest grows. If you put money in the bank, they pay you to save their money there. So I always talk to my kids about investing, stocks, bonds, as young as possible, so they get
make them aware,
a sense of confidence.
Let me ask you this though: should you constantly talk about money? How do you how do you know when the right time is?
That's a great question. You have to listen to your kid's response about the way you're talking about money. So I got an email from someone who said, oh, we've been talking to our kids about money since they were 2, and we've shown them how to balance a checkbook, and they go shopping with us, and you have to calculate.
Since they were 2.
Right,
Wow.
and the child's response was, just use the card. You know, so she said it breaks her heart, but what it is, it's overload for that kid.
It's overwhelming.
So what'll happen there is the kid will rebel and go in the opposite direction. So just pay attention to how your kids are reacting to the money information you're giving them. Don't overload them.
I mean, because that could be overwhelming for an adult, let alone when you're a kid. You're like, money, shmoney, whatever.
Yeah,
I just know that things are here.
Right.
Another tip that you have here is to never say things like, you know, let's shop till we drop with the kids. So funny phrases that we jokingly say around kids, but they might take that to heart. Right?
Well, even when you take a kid shopping, let's go buy you a toy. It's better to say, hey, we have $20 for you to spend on a toy. Because otherwise you take them to the store and they find something and you say, well, you know, that's too much. Then they get the message of, well, I can have a toy, but I can't have the one I want. So you don't want to train them to sort of go into the world and think, I don't have the ability to get what I want. If you set the parameters for them, then that shopping together can be a really joyful experience.
Okay, so that's the way you can get away from saying we can't afford that, is just to kind of rephrase it and set parameters for them.
Right.
Okay, that's a
we
good
have
tip.
$20 today to spend on anything you want in the toy store.
Okay, I have to ask you this because parents are notorious for giving guilt trips to kids and adults. I'm just saying. Saying. Is it okay to give your kids a guilt trip about money?
No, you know, and I caught myself doing this, where you'll say something like, you know, oh, well, we could go on vacation this year, but we have to pay for your braces. Or, you know, if we didn't have your music lessons, then we could take that weekend at, you know, don't, you know, talk about money in terms of choices, but don't make kids feel bad about the things you have to pay for them. Kids are really expensive, and as they get older, they get more and more expensive. Don't make them feel like it's their fault somehow that they want things in the world, that they want to take piano lessons.
We did have to buy those diapers.
Yeah, Ella, you just had to eat, so you know, Daddy and I don't have gas money now. It's your fault.
That's
Sorry.
right. Yeah, that's starting really young.
But
with the guilt
on the
trip.
flip side to that, though, I know a lot of parents will use their kid as like their confidant. Like, you know, I bought some shoes, but don't tell Daddy or Mommy.
Right. Well, there was a recent study on this, and they found a lot of parents feel better after talking to their children about financial stress. Don't do that. It creates anxiety for the child. They have no control over whether or not you can pay the mortgage.
And parents will do that a lot of times because the kid's not going to talk back and tell you wrong.
Right.
Hello. I mean,
What you want to do, I mean, if you lose your job, tell them honestly, listen, I lost my job, we're going to make some changes around here, but we're all going to work together, and maybe you can help by putting the shopping list together, or clipping coupons, or figuring out some fun things that we can do together, like shooting hoops or riding bikes that don't cost money. Empower them to help, but don't lay the burden of your own stress on them. They can't do anything with that emotion or that information.
That is great advice.
Thank you so much, Laura.
Laura.
Thank you.
All right.
See? Now you know what to tell Ella, right?
Sorry.
Thank you, Laura.